mynews.studio.
In Dutch classrooms, phones are now put away, and test scores seem to be improving. Could simply setting devices aside be the key to better learning?
Today's date is July 11th, 2025. Let's dig into what's actually been happening in the Netherlands since they introduced the smartphone ban.
Exactly. So starting from January of last year, Dutch schools banned smartphones and most digital devices in classrooms. This included both primary and secondary education. It wasn't a snap decision. They spent time consulting teachers, parents, students, and education groups.
Was the main reason just that phones were a distraction, or was there more to it?
Distraction was a big driver. There were growing concerns about students losing focus, academic performance slipping, and even social dynamics at school deteriorating. After the ban, about 75% of secondary schools reported that students could concentrate better. Nearly 2/3 noticed a healthier social atmosphere.
That's a pretty quick shift. But were academic results really better, or did it just feel that way to people?
Fair point. About 1/3 of schools actually saw measurable improvements in academic outcomes, not just a change in perception. And these findings all come from the first year after the ban.
Did everyone accept the change? I mean, students must have pushed back at first.
There was resistance, yes. Phones are a big part of students' routines, but schools decided to involve students in shaping the policy. They explained the reasoning, invited feedback, and made it a shared effort.
And during breaks? If phones are off limits, what did students do instead?
Schools provided alternatives, things like board games or conversation cards. The goal was to get students talking face-to-face during breaks. Over time, most students adjusted, and now many actually recognize the benefits.
How did schools actually handle the logistics? Was it the same everywhere?
Not exactly. Some schools asked students to leave phones at home. Others used lockers or collection bins at the start of lessons. Even within the same school, teachers sometimes enforce the rules differently. So consistency has been an ongoing challenge.
So which approach seemed to work the best when it came to enforcement?
The most effective schools were those with clear, consistent rules. When everyone knows what's expected and parents are kept informed through meetings or written updates, it runs more smoothly. Of course, there are exceptions for medical or educational needs, but those are monitored closely.
Is there evidence that this kind of clarity and consistency actually leads to better outcomes?
Yes, feedback from schools shows less frustration and more acceptance when the rules are clear and apply to everyone. It really cuts down on arguments and confusion.
But are we just hearing stories here, or is there solid data?
The Dutch government did commission studies on this. Early results show improved focus, a better social climate, and measurable academic improvements in about 1/3 of schools. But the government says they need more time and data to get a complete picture.
Are other countries paying attention to what's happening in the Netherlands? Is this something that's about to spread?
Absolutely. Countries like France, Hungary, and Finland are all looking at similar policies. The Dutch approach, with consultation, clear rules, and tracking outcomes, is being noticed as a potential model.
So do you think more countries will ban phones, or is it still too soon to say?
It's still under debate. The Netherlands plans to review the policy next summer, with input from everyone involved. If the results continue to look good, there could even be talk of a legal ban. Other countries are waiting to see the long-term data before making a move.
So here's the big question. Does less tech in class really help, or does it just create a different challenge somewhere else?
That's what many are still asking. For now, what we're seeing in the Netherlands is that with careful planning and buy-in, cutting back on devices can improve student well-being and learning.
That's a wrap. Phones away and scores moving up. Could this become the norm?
Thanks for joining us. Today we looked at the Dutch smartphone ban, how it's affecting students and schools, and why it's getting global attention.
We'll keep tracking the data as more countries consider their options. Thanks for listening. This episode was powered by mynews.studio. Try it now for free.